Three, two, and one. We are live. What is up, ATG fam? We are back. It is approaching the fall time here in New Mexico. It's actually still kind of hot outside, but I'm already rocking the long sleeve. I'm like ready to go. We are on episode 82. We made it this far, guys. Just want to thank everyone for subscribing, showing support. But I'm even more excited to introduce my next guest. She is a dope DJ. I got to see one of her sets here in Albuquerque. We got a lot to talk about. I love the EDM scene. I love music. I admire like producers and stuff like that. So I think we're going to have a really good time. Let's waste no further time in introducing DJ Sauria. Let's go. Whoop, whoop. What is up? Hey, and cheers to you. Thank you for bringing me one of these delicious smoothies.
Yes,
Healthy smoothies. It is a Saturday, like around like 2 p.m. So we're like day chilling right now.
Right. What's up, everybody?
I love your glasses of choice, but two, by the way.
Yeah, this is cool.
Dang, this is bomb.
Yeah, I'm glad you like it.
It's from, so is this the name of the place called Rise?
Yes, Rise Nutrition.
I'll take it. I'm going to go back, actually.
Yeah, please do. They have like the best smoothies there. And then they put protein. I mean, I don't know. I'm advertising them already.
I know. Yeah. No, shout out to Rise. No, but I'm glad that we finally get to kick it. You know, I got to see you.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, of course. And it's all about timing, too, because we ran into each other a couple times.
Right. Yes.
And I'm so glad that I was like asked you if you were who you were.
Yeah.
Because you know how sometimes you're not sure, and then you say what's up, and they're all, who's that?
Yeah, I was there with friends, and then you walked by, and I was like, then you said hi, and I'm like, okay, now I know who you are. So yeah, it was a little bit like, okay.
Yeah, because we never actually met. Like I got to,
never.
We were friends on Instagram after your set at Red District.
Yes.
And you know, I told you I had a pod, you know, kind of was like, gave you a shout out. Because your set was dope, by the way. I had a really good time.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah. And then like the following week, we saw each other at like Still Spirits, I think.
Right. Yeah. Across from that other place.
Marble,
yeah.
Yeah. You were with the squad. Was it like someone's birthday or something?
No.
I'm like this freaking local celebrity over here, just like with the entourage.
No, honestly, I have a few friend groups that I hang out with, and you know, usually I'm with them most of the time. There's a lot of us, but they're amazing. I love them, and yeah, no, it wasn't. Actually, it was somebody's birthday. Now
was it?
I remember, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, our friend AJ's birthday that day that I saw you at that place.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were just there, and it was usually all of us together.
That's cool.
The same people you saw. That's who we usually hang out with, all of us together. But
it's so dope, like when you find your group, your entourage, your close friends. You guys are almost like become like an adopted family. Yes,
it's just I love them. They're amazing, and I think in friendships it's so important when you connect with people.
Yeah.
Not only in the, you know, of course, friendship level, which involves like good vibes, good energy, and all that. And I think that's something that I'm very thankful for and grateful for, having amazing people around me.
Yeah. That support system.
Right. Very supportive, loving. I mean, they're amazing.
That's so cool. That's so cool.
Yeah.
So, you know, I introduced you. Obviously, you're a DJ. How did you get into, or when did you first like find out, you know, EDM is like my niche? Or do you do other types of music too? Because I saw like an EDM set.
Yeah, so I am more EDM, main stage, techno, and you know what you heard that night. That's what I do. That's who I am. And honestly, to be honest with you, the first, like I've been doing this for so long. I'm 43 years old. Wait,
did you guys hear that? She's 43. Yes. I thought you were like 20.
No,
23 maybe.
No, I'm 43. I have 3 amazing children.
Heck yeah.
And they're the ones pushing me to do this more and more. But How I started, I was actually around 14, 15. I'm talking back in the 90s.
Nice.
And
those are the golden years, by the way. The 90s were dope.
Oh my gosh, it was honestly the best times. My sister and I actually are a year apart.
Okay.
And she was popular at school, and she decided one day, hey, let's throw a party. Like, my parents were out of town.
Yeah.
You know how it is.
Oh yeah.
And I was a really good kid growing up. Actually I was doing my own thing with music, but at that time we didn't have all the technology we have now.
Oh, very limited.
It was so limited.
Especially electronic music.
Right. Like, so, you know, if you wanted to, if you like a song or anything, you would have to go on the radio and request it.
Yes. So
I had like cassettes, yes, and CDs, and I remember
carrying the pizza around.
Yeah, and the records, and I would. This is gonna sound crazy, but I would listen to the radio and use the cassette to record and do my mix in there.
No way.
I swear it was just.
Dang.
And then my parents were like, just. What the heck are you doing?
Yeah.
And you know, I was just so in love with music, with techno at that time. And that's when everything started. I think it was you know, EDM and raves and all that. Underground is from back from the 80s but everything really started more in the 90s when it was starting to get bigger.
Right.
And I didn't know much about it. My dad was just this dad that, you know, you have to go to school and get a career, and music is not the way to go. So he would push me away from it a little bit. I mean, you know, your parents want the best for you.
Yeah.
So when he saw me very involved, like trying to do music and be involved in school with all this, he was not that supportive, but, you know, I understand his point of view, too.
Yeah, they just want the best for you. And it's like, and it's not like you were, because, you know, parents always go by the traditional, you know, get a job, do this.
Yes.
So when you do something a little against the grain, they're like more like nervous for you, you know?
Yeah, so my dad was an architect, and he was an engineer, and he was very involved in politics and all that.
Yeah.
So he wanted us to take that route. And you know, whenever, I want to sing or I want to do music, it was like, I don't know. I don't think there's any future in that. But anyway, so I used to record in cassettes, you know, the music that I love, put it together. Did not know at that time, you know, like, this is actually DJing.
Yeah.
You know?
You were just wanting to play your favorite songs and like make your own playlist.
Right. So one opportunity came when my sister decided to throw this little party when my parents were out of town. And she's like, yeah, I'll bring everybody. I'll make money. And all you gotta do is just play music, you know, and
just
I
do your
said,
thing.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm so happy. Yes, let's do it. So I did all production, what I knew about what production was at that time. So we put lights, and I was a DJ. I was 14, 15 years old at that time. Yeah.
So your first set was like at 14.
That was my first
at your house party.
A house party. And you know, my dad had this huge office in the back. At our home that he built. He built this like a kind of like a warehouse, but he had an office next to it. So we actually opened that warehouse and decorated it and did everything.
So like a perfect underground rave scene.
Yes, that's exactly
I like those
what
intimate raves, like those one, like the warehouse raves.
Yeah. So all of a sudden, I start seeing people coming in and cars, and my sister directing the traffic and charging a cover. And I'm like, okay, which I didn't see no money from
That's smart of her to capitalize on it.
Yeah, she
so we
did.
could afford the next party.
Yes. And that was actually my first set, the first rave that I was.
Dang. So after that night, were you like, this is fun, like I want to try and do it again?
After that, yes. After that, I was like, I guess I got so addicted to the feeling of not only see everybody happy by connecting with people and enjoying the music and what you do. And it was just it was just like a something changed, I guess.
Yes.
The way I was taught and the way I was raised. I'm like, no, this is what I want to do. And that's where everything started. But, you know, I went into life. I did not make nothing out of it, basically. I was just, okay, we throw these little rave parties with people from school, whatever. And then that's when life had to get more serious. And you go to college and all that stuff. And then I had my daughter. So it was more like, okay, so I was in UCLA at that time when, you know, around the time I had my daughter. So I was extremely busy, like going to school and then raising a kid and all that. So,
it changes everything.
Yes.
When you have another life to support.
Right. And I wanted to be a mom and I enjoyed it and I love the kids. And then I did, you know, I graduated and, you know, I enjoyed, I think every year, every step of everything that I did, I enjoyed it, even though it was not related to music.
Yeah.
I think for some reason, I feel that I had kind of like the time for everything. And then once the kids were older, that's when I was like, hey, no, I want to produce music. Like, I want to do this. So I enrolled myself in a school in LA for music production. And I said it was for 3 years to get a degree on this. And I don't want to wait. But at the same time, I was like, if I want to do it right, I know YouTube is a perfect way to learn, but I want to do it
like organically,
yes,
like from the ground up.
I want to learn from the best. Okay.
I gotta keep an eye on my intern.
Okay.
He doesn't get paid enough, so he like tends to slack off. You good? Just kidding. No, so wait, so you were going to school for something totally different. For what were you going to school for at UCLA originally?
Yeah, I'm an architect.
So so you did kind of go the path that your dad wanted you to.
Yes, I did because that's what he wanted. He pushed me to do that. Basically, he passed away unfortunately on 2002, and that's when I was like, okay, so he wanted me to do this. So like it was kind of like a personal promise to him to do what he wanted me to do. So that's why I put all my energy and effort and everything into doing the career that he wanted me to do and everything that his vision basically of how he wanted his daughter to be. And that's what I wanted to be for him. So,
that's good. Yeah. It helps when you're doing something not only just for yourself, sometimes too, you know, it's a little bit more added motivation.
Yes. And I started like everything's art first and I'm like, this is not for me, but I did what I had to do and to keep that promise to my dad and to, I guess, how do you say that? Like in his memory, basically. Yeah. And then, later on, that's when I decided to start music. And I was like, first I was like, okay, I know this is what I want. Like, I always wanted this.
So you at least are passionate about it to start.
Yeah, extremely passionate.
Like, it's not a forced thing. It's something that's always been in the back of your mind.
Yeah, and, like, let me tell you this. Like, at the beginning, I was not like, oh, I want to go and DJ to nightclubs and festivals. Like, that was not my thought. My thought was, I want to learn. I want to produce music. I want to just probably, I think in my thoughts, it was more like I want to DJ for myself and do it at home as a hobby.
Like create your own art.
Yeah, just do, like when you go and do yoga or you work out, you do it for yourself. Yeah. So that's how it was for me. And then I got all this equipment. I graduated from school. I got, my degree in music production.
Let's go.
Thank you.
All right, I got to give you your flowers.
Thank you.
Because that's not easy.
It is not. It's very, very hard, especially when you are raising 3 kids.
Yeah.
Well, 2, because Emily is already older. And then you're also working and you have a job. And it's just, it takes a lot from you. So anyway, then I got equipment and I said, no, I want this. And I started creating things in my head. And and that's how I started DJing in my living room, and that's when I wanted to just DJ there. And
what time frame was this? Like when you finally got your equipment and stuff? Like what?
That was back on around COVID, during COVID.
Okay.
2021.
2021-ish. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yes. So everything was online at that time, and you know, it was more staying home. I was working from home.
Yeah.
At that time I was working for the state, and I was, you know, I just felt that I had all this free time because you couldn't go nowhere. You had to stay home.
Yeah.
So
thank God you had a hobby. You could do it from your house.
Yes.
And learn and get better. It was almost like you were building your skill.
Yes, definitely.
You know, during COVID, and then.
And not only me, I think a lot of people went through that. A lot of artists went through that. And it was, you know, it's something that really changed a lot of people too. Yeah. Mentally and in different ways. And in my case, I took the positive of it and turned it into my passion, something that I love.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
And I wanna say too, like your song choices, I had such a good time because you when you play that John Summit song, like you have these songs in your playlist that I was like, you don't hear a lot of that EDM anymore that much, or I don't know, maybe if it's just me or what I'm seeing like on socials, but it seems like the genres are all blending into just this headbanger grime, and it seems like it's almost just taking over all of it. In a way, but like it's like you almost really have to search for artists now more,
right?
And because like I don't know, like in 2011 through 15, there was more like I don't know, there was like more medallic type EDM that was the mainstream, right? And then the grime was just barely getting on the scene, and then now it seems like it's just all grime headbanger, which I like too. But I like a variety, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so your set was like a breath of fresh air because I was like, this is dope. Like, this is my type of techno. Like, I was like,
thank you,
vibing out to it.
Thank you so much.
And I felt like dancing. I was like,
yeah, you know, it's crazy because like I don't really choose music on, let me, you know, see what other DJs are doing. Or like want to do what everybody else is doing. No, I think to me, what I think about is, you know, I don't know how other DJs feel, but personally, I have to be inside of the music when I DJ. Mm-hmm. And
you have to feel it. You have to. You have to be in the moment.
Yes, and I heard from other DJs too that one of, you know, when I have talked to them and share our experiences in making music and DJing is, you know, a lot of people that I connect with the people, and you know that, but to me it has always been that when I start my set from the beginning to the end, I somehow transfer myself inside of the music. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, I could tell. I could tell because I was the club that you were playing at is like real intimate. Right, and so we could see you like right there, and like you were like fully in it, and you were like feeling it too. And I was like, this is dope. Like this, because if you're just up there like, you know, playing whatever, like people can tell. It's just like whenever like a musician's playing, if they're just playing their song and they're like, all right, let's just get through this set. Right. It rubs off, like it reflects on the crowd.
Yeah, it definitely does. Yeah. And you know, don't get me wrong, there's times where you're not motivated and you DJ and you have to be there. Yeah. And you know, to me, I can't do that. Like I have to be completely like my full self in there in order for me to performance and to perform and do and, you know, create something good, and not only me for me, but for the people that's there and connecting and you know, feel the same energy and make sure they know that I'm, you know, connecting with them.
Yeah, like I'm in this experience with you.
Yes, like we're on this together. Yeah, and it's just like we're here to have fun and and to listen to good music and dance, and that's something that's the whole point of amazing. Yes. Yeah,
like we want to have fun, we want to enjoy ourselves. you want to forget about your 9 to 5 and just live in that set, you know?
Yes.
Like there's times where you're in a set or where I've been in the middle of a set at a festival or something. I'm like, I wish I could live in this moment forever. Like I am just feel so good right now.
Right.
You know?
That was my first experience at EDC 2022.
Okay.
It was, I never been to a festival like that.
Yeah.
The first time I went, I was like, oh my God, what is this?
Yeah.
Like,
it's a
going
whole,
on?
like, like this crazy fringe utopia world that just exists for like 2 weeks out of the year.
Yes, and it was just so amazing. And you know, like the first night I was okay, the second night I was okay, and then Sunday came and I'm like, oh, I can't do this no more. I just want to sleep.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I can't even think about doing like a 3-day bender like now.
Yes.
I mean, I would have to really like prepare.
Yes.
But like even now, like my occasional night out, I'm like hurting for like the
you gotta go get IV.
Even if I don't drink, like just not sleeping enough, I'm like, oh, I'm just so tired.
Yeah, I know, and that's what happened to me.
Yeah.
I never done like 3-day festival.
Yeah, that's a lot.
And I was like, no, I can't do it. I just want to stay in the hotel.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, but then I had this friend like hitting me up and, hey, you're not answering. Like, I want to introduce you to some people. And I'm like, I'm tired.
And by some people, like he means like some of the DJs, because I don't know. I saw some pictures on your Instagram of you at EDC. I'm sure it's the same one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was the...
was that the same EDC?
No, I've been to 2 EDC.
Two? Okay.
I was on 2022 and this year.
This year was the one where you were... It seemed like you were like backstage or something.
So, okay.
Did you take a helicopter or were you in a helicopter?
Yes.
That's freaking crazy.
It was amazing. It was so fun.
That is sick. Like that's like most like ravers like dream come true. Like to see the aerial view of it.
Yes. It was an amazing experience. And I wish I would have known that from, you know, if I would have known that there's a helicopter I can take back on 2022, I would have done it too, because it was just
that's
amazing.
Some baller stuff right there.
But yeah, like back on 2022, I was like, no, I want to stay back, and then my friend, no, like I want to, I go with him. He brings me back. He puts a wristband and brings me backstage, and I got to meet at that time amazing DJs backstage that they were just chilling, like, you know, like how we are, me and I. There's a bar where everything's free, food and everything there that you want, but you know, there's some the only people that has access to it is only like friends with the DJs or their managers, their team, people like that. So I got to meet Dioro. Wow. Who else? Zed. Oh my gosh. He's amazing. One of the most humble people I ever met.
Ooh.
Zed.
Yes. Oh yeah, Zed. So I could see that.
He
seems
humble.
like such a chill dude.
Yes.
Like
so
he just seems like, I don't know. He just seems like almost innocent, like just like chill, like.
Yes, and you know, like those people don't really need to talk to anyone.
Yeah, they just let the music.
And they leave, and you know.
Those are the best.
Yeah, so
that's how like Tiesto is to me.
Yes, I got to meet him too. I went backstage with Zed. Actually, I was basically the only person that's not part of his team back there.
That is so sick.
And it was, and I'm and I'm completely dressed like a raver, and everybody's just like, you know, like they're part of the team, so they just wear whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm just there with colorful hair and everything, and then I'm just there vibing with.
You look like one of the DJs. Like I thought, I was like, is this girl spinning at EDC? Like she looks like she belongs there.
I wish, but yeah. So he finished his set, and he sees me there, and he's like, did you enjoy it? Did you like my music? I'm like, yeah. And he gives me a big old hug, like he knows me.
What?
And then his whole team is like, let me take a picture. And then he was just, and I'm just like, yeah, let's get in the golf cart and go backstage. So we go with him. And I'm like, well, I have some friends in front of the house that, you know, I gotta go see. Yeah. So I was literally ditching set to go look for my friends, which I don't know why. I don't know why I was doing that.
It's so crazy how you just like can drift in one of those things.
Yes.
It's like,
and it's just like, what? Like
you almost just got to go with the flow.
Yeah. And he's like, well, I'll see you at the, artist lounge.
Oh yeah.
So I go get my best friend. I'm like, you gotta come with me. We're gonna go eat food. I'm tired. And then we meet with him, and then Vintage Culture was there. Illenium. There were so many.
Yeah.
And everybody's just there chilling and saying hi. And you're not obviously gonna go with your phone and try to like.
Yeah, you want to like act like you belong there almost.
Right. You have to.
Yeah.
You have to like behave certain type of way.
Yeah.
But other than that, EDC was just an amazing experience.
That's so crazy.
That's
the ultimate experience.
That was my first EDC. Yeah.
That probably tops everyone's first experience, by the way.
Yeah, thanks
You're
to
like,
my
yeah,
friend.
I just we chilled with Zed. He was pretty chill.
Yeah, I mean, you say that and they're like, oh yeah, all right, sure. Like they don't believe you, but it's like I don't care. Like it was just amazing, and honestly, those people are so humble.
Yeah.
I was just shocked how humble people are. And this past EDC, I got to meet John Summit, and people talk so much, stuff about him that I have heard.
Because he's like mainstream or what?
Negative,
or
basically. That he's kind of mean and.
Oh yeah.
No, he's just actually the opposite. He's very funny. He's very cool. He's just smiling, laughing the whole time, and it was just a great experience meeting John Summit. I think he's an amazing artist, and I also got to meet Subtronics and his wife,
sick.
and it was just. I got a couple pictures with them, but like I said, when you're backstage, the vibe is different. So you need to be more kind of,
reserved, almost in a way.
acting in certain way.
Yeah.
And it's just something that I was very happy to be able to say that I was backstage and I got to hang out with, these huge artists, that are like, on top
all my raver followers watching this right now are just like,
yeah,
what the heck?
But
because a lot of my followers or a lot of our subscribers, they've gone to festivals with me, and we've, I don't go that much anymore, but there was a time where we were going to everything we could find. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So over the years, you find you latch on to these certain DJs, like you said, Dioro.
Yeah.
There's these ones that you see just one set, and you're instant fan.
Yeah, and you know what? That happened to me, EDC 2022.
Yeah.
With Future Rave. It's David Guetta and Morton.
Oh.
I fell in
collab,
love.
Collab set or what?
Okay, so you we all know who David Guetta is.
Yeah.
And I guess his best friend Morton, like they decided to come together and create Future Rave. And oh my God, their set, it was like, that was my turning point when I was like, I'm gonna DJ at EDC one day.
That is so sick.
Yeah, and it was just like so amazing. Their set, I was front of the house, and I was just like going crazy because their set was like amazing, and I think it was like one of the best set at that festival
or at the whole EDC.
At the whole EDC,
wow.
Yeah, that's. It's
crazy how one set can inspire you so much.
Yeah.
Or one set will change even the way you think. You're like, your whole music taste, everything you look at, you're like, wow.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know that someone can pull these strings and take me there just with music alone.
Yeah, I actually cried on DJ Snake.
You saw DJ Snake?
Yeah, when he was, yeah.
I'm so jealous. That's the one one of the DJs I haven't seen. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah, I wanted to meet him so bad, and then I got to meet him at EDC 2022, and be there for his set. And I was just crying, and I was running to my friends and telling them that I love them. But
Snake is pretty sick.
Yes,
he's French, right, or something like that.
Yeah, he is.
Okay, cool.
And I was like so happy to be there, and it was an amazing experience. But when I saw David Guetta and Morton play together, I was like, I want to meet them. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I want to meet them. And that was just in the back of my head. And finally at Ultra 2020, this last Ultra 2024, I got to actually meet them and talk to them and everything.
I saw that picture of you and Guetta. That was at Ultra?
Well, I met him maybe 3-4 times already.
Okay.
But one of the pictures that's there with a video, that's when David Guetta and Morton, they were together.
Yeah.
But I was backstage at Ultra in Miami.
Yeah.
And, you know, we ran into them. And, you know, that was my first interaction, actually.
How was it? Was it good? Was it a good interaction?
It was there. I think.
Were you not all there? Were you just like Star-struck?
Morton was, I think, you know, when you know, we first like started a conversation, it was like so natural, and it was like we knew each other. And it was just like I said, just the, you know, how humble these people are. It's just unbelievable. And that's when Morton and the video, you can tell, like, come take a picture of us. And he's just hugging me, and we're just there, like, and I have a jacket with Ultra, and that we're just talking about it the whole time.
I love that.
It was just amazing meeting them. And then after that, I got to see David Guetta again in Vegas, and 2 times again. And then
which club did he play at?
He was at
XS or
it was a pool party.
Oh, a pool party.
Yeah, we went there, and we are at the casino where the backstage is.
Yeah.
And my friend is like, "Oh, there's David Guetta. I want to take a picture with him."
Yeah.
So he kind of was walking, and he looks at me and Bar, my friend. He's like, "I know you guys," and I'm like, "You do?" He's like, "Yeah, I see you guys," and I'm like, "Yeah, actually, like, yeah, Ultra, like."
So you big timed him. You're all who are you? David Guetta.
Yeah, no, but it was just so sick. Funny because like we're there and we're waiting for my friend to like take a picture. Yeah. Whatever. We walked towards like kind of he had like 10 people around him, and then we're just there, and then he's like, he looks at us and he's like, "I know you guys." I'm like, "Yeah, I know you too. But yeah,
that's so sick.
Yeah, it was.
Dang, that's so cool because once you're in like a circle, or it's like you're in a different like pool now to where you're a recognizable face.
Yeah,
you're more likely to get in places you weren't able to before.
I know,
and it's like fun. If you would have fangirled out at that first EDC and went crazy, they would have been like, "Oh yeah, don't let that girl."
Definitely.
You know what I mean? So you like did it right, because some people can't control themselves.
Yeah, it is.
Like they need their camera. They need to show like, when am I gonna get this experience again?
Right.
But if you just play it chill, especially with big artists.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
And, you know, I got lucky, I guess. You know, like at Ultra, the security guys, a few of them, they already know me. Whoa. So, you know, when it's actually, you know, going backstage with the artists where they're playing, you just walk in there. They don't, you know, even there's people that are backstage. They're not allowed to go back there to the actual stage.
Yeah.
And I got lucky because this security knows me, and then he's like, I think that they, you know, this past Ultra, it was Eli Brown. He was playing. And then and he's like, I'm like, I want to go see his set, and all my friends are like, yeah, well, let's go. And I just told the security, oh, they're with me, and then we just went in there and we were just chilling with them.
So you had your friends back.
I brought my friends, and I told one of my friends, you need to act right.
Yeah, be chill.
Be chill. He didn't. He was just screaming and jumping, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Oh yeah. Okay.
It depends on what level of lit they probably were when they went backstage.
Yeah, you have to grab your friends.
Yeah.
Put yourself together. No, it was so much fun. We had so much fun being in GA too. That experience of meeting people at the festivals, and like how everyone is just so nice, and they just, you know, are on the same level as you are. I think, honestly, you know, that community is just so beautiful.
Yeah, it is. And that's like part of why I like got so into the rave scene and the EDM scene like at a younger age, is because like it's like such a peaceful musical event for the most part. Like for the most part, like everyone is like homies. Like I like make so many friends in the crowd. Like everyone is just, because the type of music is like uplifting, you know?
Right.
Like no one wants to fight when you're hearing this amazing like Calvin Harris set. You know what I mean? No, like when you hear these music, you just like want to like high five the person next to you. Yeah. You know, like you're not like. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like headbanging music too. Like shout out Limp Bizkit, all you crazy rock. But like the festival EDM scene is just a different like type of vibe.
It is. You go to a concert, and you know, because you know, I love other artists.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I've been to Billie Eilish concert and Melanie Martinez, and, you know, yeah, I mean, it's like beautiful what they do.
Yeah.
And I love their music, but, you know, everyone is on their own, like, vibe.
Experiencing it totally different.
Yeah, completely different. And you're just there and pay for your space, and you're just, you know. But when it comes to festivals like EDC, Ultra, you know, these places is completely different, because even if you get lost, even if you go by yourself, like you're gonna 100% gonna find a new group of friends that are
and they'll take care of you. Don't worry, stick with us. We'll make sure you have water. Or some guy's fanning you next to you, and you're just like, thank you, bro.
Yeah, you're all happy, just vibing and meeting people, and I think that's just so beautiful, and I wish everybody could, you know, even once in their lifetime experience a festival that level. Yeah. Because it would change your mind.
It will. It'll make you because everyone, like, especially now, like elections coming up, like you view the world like everyone hates each other and everyone's fighting and everyone,
right?
Like, no, we're never going to get along. But then you go to a big festival like that and you're like, no, it's possible. We can actually all like be chill with each other. Because think about how many different countries come to EDC. Like half of the people there are from Europe. They're from all over, and everyone just like puts the gloves down and is just enjoying music, you know?
Yeah, and that's very truthful. Yeah. I just think that, you know, if we can come together to that level from different countries, you know, different places of the world in one festival, in a 3-day festival, and it could, I mean, there's hope. You know, there's hope for humanity in general, because there is good people, and, you know, I think these festivals, the music, the energy, the vibes, that, you know, it's there. It's just brought to you in one space where you can, you know, enjoy, you know, the music that you love, and at the same time you can connect with people, and you know you're safe. And it's just honestly, it's rare if you go to a festival and see somebody fighting or like you know, it's just like, what are you doing?
Right.
Everybody's like, okay, so what's going on? You know, it's just like a perfect place for you to feel that connection with other people, definitely.
And what a time to be in that scene too, because of the technology and the production now. Like, have you seen those sets? I wish I could remember the name, but they're coming to the Sphere, and they have that big robot that like comes out of the crowd.
Yes.
And they have those unique sets that are like interactive. Yeah. Like they have like dogs coming out.
Yeah. Afterlife. That's one of them, that they bring this, you know, extremely amazing visuals into, you know, created by technology that's extremely amazing.
It's
and
so
it's like
trippy.
They're touching you.
Yeah,
like
it's like hella trippy.
Yeah, it's so amazing.
I think it's like now in September. They're gonna have a Sphere, that group. So imagine that. Yes. Like how crazy that's gonna be.
Yes, I can only imagine.
It's probably gonna be the best Sphere experience ever, because you're actually using it to its full potential, like a giant dome. 100%. You know, imagine like there's a big old hand above you.
Yeah, like that experience is another level for sure.
Yeah, it's like crazy, huh? Like with AI now, like you could do whatever you want. You could probably like create your own backdrop and digital effects like every set. Like tell AI like, hey, I want this dope parrot flying above me with flames. Right at this drop. It'll like just probably sink in.
Unlimited possibilities of what you can do with new technology. It's just so amazing, so helpful, and it's just something that like it, you know, and there's more coming. This is the beginning of it.
It's so cool though that like you got to live in it before all of this technology, so you've seen it grow throughout the years. And you like still like hold like that special plate in your heart for those like small warehouse sets,
right?
Because that is still like sought after too, you know, like in a way, like it's cool. Like even that the set that I saw you the other night, like that room, that's like rave vibes for sure.
Yes,
like just an intimate like set. You're right there by the DJ. It's like super dark,
right?
So it's like cool to experience that and then go to EDC and like. There's so many ways you can experience it.
There are so many
like
ways.
Chami was like kind of intimate. Like I like the Chami sets.
Yeah. So I mean,
it's like underground a little bit.
Yeah, it's just, to me, it's like I'm living in the future, and that's the best part of, you know, getting older is you get to live in the future because, you know, before when I was, you know, in high school, we didn't have cell phones. We didn't have this technology. Like, it was just, everything was so different. And, you know, there were good parts about it. And now there's, like, social media is just so integrated into us, into our daily life, that a lot of things have changed from when I was growing up to right now. Because I have, you know, my youngest daughter, she's about to be 17. So I remember when I was 17, you know, I didn't have half of the, you know, opportunities that she has through the internet.
Right.
You know, everything that comes with it.
Yeah, you're plugged in.
Yeah, you're plugged into the world. And it's like, you want to learn about something, all you do is just get your phone.
Ask ChatGPT.
Before, if I wanted to learn about something or anything, I had to go to a library and figure it out and find out.
100%.
It was completely
just to
different.
get a Word document. I remember it was like when they started making you have to type up your essays.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't have a freaking computer. I would like knock on the neighbors just to type the thing.
Yeah. Well, I used to use a typewriter because that's
no
what
way.
we used. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I was, you know, I was into
I wish I had a typewriter.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm very happy and proud to say that I was, you know, raised in the 90s.
Yeah.
And I got to be a teenager in the 90s because I think that was one of the best times. You know, I mean, right now it's awesome too because of the technology and you know, everything that we have available to us. But I'm kind of sad that like our kids are not going to experience
that
what it was.
Human connection.
What it was in the 90s. It was completely different. Friendships, relationships. Yeah, everything was completely different, and you know, I'm kind of sad that my kids won't experience that.
Well, they have you to tell them your story, and they could still learn from you.
Yeah,
because my parents still are kind of old school like that too.
Yeah,
and they remind me like, dude, like don't get too plugged in. You know, come chill with us. Like it's still you can unplug for a while and enjoy yourself. Because like nowadays you have to ask someone. Like you could like. Your daughter can ask her friends, well, who's going to be there? And then she'll know right off the bat. Back then, it was just like, hey, there's this party at this address at 9. Yeah. You don't know who's going to be there. You just show up. And all right. Hey, you're here.
That's how it was for us. Like, we would just show up to, you know, whatever they were doing. But yeah, still good.
Yeah, we're still good. Honestly, I'm kind of paranoid, so I normally don't check this much.
Oh,
but I forgot to put my recorder on airplane mode. So I'm like paranoid someone's going to call me right now.
Oh, gosh. Well, I don't know. Do what you got to do.
No, we're good. We're good. I'm just like, I hope no one. Good thing I don't have a life. So my phone ain't getting blown up. But yeah, that's so cool. Like, and so I imagine like now you're back into it. You know, you're doing it. You've been doing sets. I saw you did one at FX.
Yeah. So actually my first show ever. You know, after practicing in the living room and doing all that, and I having a degree like music production, yay! But you know what I'm gonna do with all this? So I got the courage to be like, okay, I'm gonna go DJ. Where I don't know. So I was like, okay, what do I do? Where do I start? And you know, I'm very good at planning and you know creating things. So I have a crazy imagination. Yeah. So I call the owner of FX. I'm like, hey, I want to throw a set in there. It's going to be my first time, you know, and another friend, you know, I think we should do this lineup and you be the headliner. And that was my first show. I brought dancers. That's sick. They were my friends. And, you know, we prepared for it. That's actually so months in advance. We actually chose their costumes, what we were going to do. And then we had, you know, I had production, I had visuals, like everything was just ready to go.
The whole experience.
I was going to keep the whole experience. I was thinking to myself, if I'm going to play, you know, at this nightclub and I won't, you know, this is going to be my first set ever, basically in a nightclub scene. I want it to be great. I want this to be the best.
Yeah.
So we did, I brought, you know, the dancers and full production, and I had an amazing lineup with local DJs here. And it was just a success. It was just, it was amazing. I'm not gonna lie, I was so nervous when I saw everyone, and then I'm like, oh, 5 minutes you go in, and I'm like, I can't do this. I remember the person that was doing the visuals, he was back there with his mom, and I grabbed this lady, and I'm like, no, I'm not going. No, I'm scared. And then she just grabbed me, and she's like, what do you mean? And like weirded out. And I'm like, I don't think I can do this. There's too many people in there that are watching me. And I don't know. I'm so nervous. I want to cry. And then she just grabbed me from the shoulders. And she's like, you're going to go in there and you're going to do it. And I was like, okay.
Thank God. Shout out to that person's mom for, for calming you down.
She literally pushed me and said, you're going to go there and do it. Like it's, and then they just looked at me and I'm like, oh shoot, I'm the headliner and I'm just doing this. And there's like so many people here. And it was just such a beautiful experience. And then once I started playing, and I saw the response like from everyone that was there. And
people there.
And the vibe and the energy, I was like, oh my God, this is so beautiful. This is so amazing.
And you had full creative control. That's like even cooler, you know?
Yeah, I was in charge of everything.
You didn't just plug in, play your set. You had dancers. You had the whole everything.
Yes, and it was just, you know, they told me, well, we haven't had dancers at FX for years and years. Like, you're the first one that actually brought dancers for the first time. So we had them on top of the boxes. And we were at the main floor, and it was just such a beautiful experience.
I love that room. That room is like a vibe.
Yeah, it definitely is. And then that night, I was just so caught up into creating my set and everything that I didn't know they had a EDC DJ in the rooftop at the same time that I was, and I still had like, you know, the
you had
floor
a crowd,
full.
like
No, it was full, and it was just. Everyone
That's a good big confidence booster.
Yeah, and then I find out that this very famous DJ is on the rooftop, and I'm just like, oh my God, like how did this happened? But,
that's probably good that you didn't know. Like, then you'd have got more nervous, probably.
Oh yeah, I'm glad I did not know about her, because I would have been, I would have probably walked out. but I did it, and you know, I was like. I just wanted that night to be over, I remember. But then I didn't, because I just love being there and seeing everyone having a good time.
Yeah.
Just people in Albuquerque are just so
they amazing. Need that. They need that scene. They need like something like that.
Yeah.
You know, something to escape from on the weekend, enjoy themselves.
Yeah. I mean, there's so much to do here when it comes to choosing. Okay, I can go to FX. If not, I can go to Canvas. There's like so many cool nightclubs. One, like now, I'm talking about, you know, in Albuquerque. Yeah. We're not like in New York or Miami.
Where you could go you could walk in any building and there's a thing.
Yeah, there's so many options. But here, I mean, the size of the city and population, you know, I really believe that there's really good promoters out there that are doing, you know, bringing good DJs and even with Revel now. Exactly. And you know, I really like what they do, and they putting a lot of work on it. Yeah. And I think that's amazing.
Yeah. I think Albuquerque's in like a really big growing season.
Right.
From DJs to comedians, even to podcasting. Like everyone is kind of all like helping each other grow.
Yeah,
because I'm like going to clubs now that I would have never went to, but because I had that person on the pod, now I'm in that scene.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so it's like everyone's kind of slowly branching together.
Yeah, and I grew up in California, in LA, and I remember, you know, just going to the nightclubs over there, you know, how unlimited everything was. And then I lived in Florida too. And you know, also they have in Orlando, they have the downtown area too with this amazing nightclubs.
Orlando downtown, the Night Walk or whatever, or something like that. I went one time.
I can't remember the name.
I was a little kid though, and they have like a little nightclub for the kids. And so the parents drop their kids off, and they give out Red Bulls, and
wow,
all the kids think that they're like living this life.
Really?
Yeah, that was my only experience of it. But I wish I could have because it's a cool scene. It's like Miami almost.
Yeah. Like. So there's it's a lot. Same in Arizona. I don't think it's as big as Miami, but they still have so many options there and like good nightclubs and that live scene. I mean, of course, the top of the top is Vegas.
Yeah.
That's just like you walk into a venue there and it's just the production
it's made for that.
Amazing.
Yeah. Imagine having a residency in Vegas.
Yes.
That's wild.
That's so incredible.
Like you just have like your own like top suite, like you live there and just go play at night and then that's just your job. Basically. And then you do whatever.
Having
Vegas is dangerous though. Vegas is hella dangerous, but I guess it depends what kind of life you live or like knowing what you're like susceptible to.
Yeah, I think it's good to go visit and have, spend a weekend there. But
get in and out.
Yeah, I don't think I would be able to live there.
Yeah. Because gambling it's fun.
And the
it's
heat.
Scary how fun it is.
And the heat.
Yes, it is so hot.
Yeah, it's so hot.
And so to avoid the heat, you go in the casino and then you're like, well, I guess I'll do this.
Yeah, and it's just and it's crazy because when I'm there, I'm cold most of the time. So I go.
Are you like always cold or what?
I'm always cold. So being in Vegas is like, it's so hot. And then you go inside of the casinos or restaurants. AC's blasting. And it's just like, I'm freezing. So like, I have to carry a sweater with me either way because, I have to go inside of a restaurant and I'll be freezing there. Like, I don't even think that's healthy to be walking from
one to the other
freezing room to the heat. And
yeah. I haven't been to Vegas since before COVID.
Oh, wow.
I used to go like twice a year, but then since COVID, I don't know why I kind of stopped going. But now it seems like it's all normal, chilling.
Yeah, well, it's I guess there's a lot of new things they open and I guess just Vegas is always gonna be growing.
Yeah,
they're always gonna keep up and to make it, to maintain it, to be what it is.
Yeah.
And it's a great place to go. And, it's just, I'm just not like into drinking and, doing that. I'm too old for that.
Yeah. And honestly, that's probably really good for you having that discipline going into what you're doing. Because people that don't have that discipline.
Yeah.
Because let's say you get to a point where you're doing like back-to-back sets. Oh. And you get super trashed the first night. And then you're dragging yourself to the next one. And then you just crash.
Yeah, no, I don't think.
And most DJs that are like the ones that you're meeting backstage, I'm sure they're all like sober dudes, or a lot of them, or
a few of them. Other ones, no.
Because some of them, like, I just like, because I was looking up, like, how like you're at EDC, like I would look up where the artists are gonna be, like after EDC, and it was like the Netherlands the next night, then Mexico the next night, and it's like you can't possibly like obtain that for that long, like. Are these guys just like superhuman rock stars or what?
Well, I mean, some of them are young and they can handle that. And, I know one of them that's extremely famous.
Yeah.
That he like literally gets drunk during his set and he literally... It has to be somewhere the next day and he's all hangover the next day.
And he just does it. It's like his normal.
Yeah, it's like his normal routine.
Well, at least he has a routine.
I don't think.
As long as he's used to that, then he don't change that.
He doesn't let the alcohol hit the body.
Yeah,
Like, okay, I need more to like keep up. But then, eventually he has to go into his little shelf and just rest for, a week. And then come back again. And I think, some people can do it, other people can't.
Yeah.
I mean, it just depends. It depends on your personality, but it it's gonna come after you. Like, you gotta take care of yourself, and that's something that a lot of people don't understand.
Yeah, to have longevity, you're gonna have to reach a point to where you start like thinking about your health.
Yeah, especially
when you pass 30.
Yeah, when you pass 30,
like
when you're my age, like please, like at that time, you gotta really think what you're doing because alcohol is definitely not a way to go. And there's a lot of things that I mean, as a DJ, especially if you're working until 2 a.m. and then you gotta be somewhere the next day, is just oh my gosh, like,
or you better have like a person, like your guardian, like to shovel you in the car the next day.
Yeah, and that's
make
what
sure you're there.
You know, these DJs do. These big DJs, that's what they do. They
like,
have
hey, your job is just to get them
team
to Mexico tomorrow.
Yeah, so they basically have. We're good.
No, keep talking.
Okay. So they basically
get it together, dude. All right, go ahead.
They basically have their tour manager, and they have just a whole team that's helping them.
They can afford like to keep the show going.
And I think as a guy, it's easier to be a DJ because you just take a shower, put a t-shirt on, and that's it. But if you're a girl, like, you have to do your hair, your makeup, unless you just want to show up like a mess, you know, to your set.
Like, what's that girl's name? DJ the heck is her name? Maria. I want to say it's like it's gonna come to me. Okay. But she's like a DJ who, like, she looks like she does not shower.
Oh.
But she's like a young hipster, and she just shows up like, but she's like dope.
Yeah, I know one.
Oh, I can't think of her name. It's like a Spanish name. Her name. Yeah, no, but it's a compliment. Like, you do you. Yeah. But no, it seems like I can't imagine like putting on makeup every day.
Yeah,
I would be the trashiest chick ever.
Yeah, I think so. If I get to that point, like, do not be surprised where I'm like a mess showing up, and you know, I just want to go there.
Thank God for shades, right?
I know. Like, I would be wearing this the whole time. Yeah, like, but not hangover for sure. No, I'm not. I'm trying to stay away from drinking.
That's good.
I never been a heavy drinker or anything, or abusing anything like that. I've been pretty healthy most of my life.
Yeah. You were telling me about your water too, like, because you saw I was doing the hydro bar, but you said you're doing the spring water.
Yeah. So I did a hydro bar, alkaline water for about a year, and then, I don't know, I just changed to spring water, natural spring water. And I think that's
dope.
That really has, I don't know. I mean, I feel so much better.
Yeah.
And I go to a restaurant, and, it's kind of sad sometimes that you go to a restaurant and then they give you tap water. And I'm just like, no. No.
It all tastes like pennies.
Yeah. It's like
that's how I feel now, like with my friends. So, hey, you want a bottle of water? I'm like, nah, bro. I like the bougie water. Right.
Just kidding. Like, you can't taste it. It's just, I don't know.
Once you get, and it goes down easier. That's one thing I noticed.
Really?
Like when I drink it, or it doesn't like stay swashing in my stomach all day. Like my body absorbs like spring water, hydro water, bar water.
Yeah.
Your body like absorbs that water better.
Yeah. I try to keep my kids healthy. I want them to eat the best. Most of the food that I cook for them, it is organic.
That's good.
I try to cook at home as much as I can. And, they have access to the best. Mm-hmm. I want the kids to, be like, you know what? My mom took care of us. Yeah. She made us eat healthy. She gave us the best water.
Take notes, ladies. Yeah,
no, like I am so, when it comes to my kids, I'm extremely that, like, I'm going to make sure they're good. I'm going to make sure I give them the best life.
That's dope.
And, my son, he's 8 years old, and he knows, like, he doesn't eat candy. He doesn't like to eat out. He's literally mostly with healthy stuff. And that's when we go to the store, he even looks at the cereal boxes and he's like, Mom, this one it has a lot of chemicals on it. It has red 5.
Dang.
So no, we're not buying this. And then we're just going to the organic section for vegetables and fruits. And every time I make something to eat, the first thing he asks is, Mom, is this healthy? and he's just like, I'm educating him, and my kids.
That's what it comes down to, is educating.
Yes, you have to, because I don't feel that my parents did back then. They were no, I had amazing family, amazing parents, but they were like, I think there was just a lot of ignorance back then about what's really in your food and your water. Right now, everything's more out there, and we go back, to the times that we're living, where you have more access to information and the truth.
Yeah.
And before, we didn't have that.
Yeah, we didn't.
So we believed everything that was told to us through a television and whatever it was given to us in the grocery stores, and we didn't have no questions.
Oh, back then, like even like less than like 150 years ago, like cigarettes were like not considered like a not healthy thing.
Yeah, they, now
like, no one didn't smoke cigarettes. Right, it was just like.
It was like normal. It was like drinking water.
No one thought about like, hey, this could give me cancer.
Exactly. Yeah. And a lot of times is just crazy, because if you really, sit down and think about everything, how times have changed.
Yeah.
Especially, as you're getting older, you're like, you know what? We actually have all the tools to change our lives, and that, changing our lives in every possible way you can think of, financially, your health, your body, your mind, there's a lot of mental awareness that still, needs to be taken care of when it comes to, mental issues and stuff. You know, my daughter actually, she was during COVID, she got depression and anxiety, and, and now she's so much better, but like a lot of people suffer from that. Yeah. And I think it's just a lot of loneliness. I feel that, people.
That's a part of your health.
Yes. And you have to like learn and accept, like, that you need to be okay being alone. Yeah. And learning how to spend time with yourself. I think that is so important.
It's healthy.
I love it. I love being alone. I love spending time with myself. I love doing things just with myself, nobody else.
It's like liberating. To know you could go to a movie by yourself and not care,
or like go to a restaurant and just have a meal with yourself and go watch a movie with yourself. It's just so amazing. It's just, I think people needs to do that more often. Yeah, because you connect with yourself. Yes, and you get to know yourself, and then
when you know yourself, then you choose your friends differently too. Yes, if you're constantly like latching on to just your friends' ideas and thoughts and what they think's fun. You might not really, it might not actually be who you are, but because you're just trying to latch onto it, you don't really know your true self.
I think what it is you know, a lot of people need validation from friends, relationships, and family, and it's just like, no, like the only person you should need validation from is from yourself.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's like I work hard on trying to be a good person as much as I can. I know nobody's perfect, but I do, and I treat people with respect, and I try to be a good friend, a good mom, a good everything, and that's something that I think if everyone would just bring the best of themselves to the world, it could just make a difference. And not only with themselves, with their loved ones and people around them.
Being self-aware.
Yes, and there's a lot of people that are very selfish, and they just care about me, and it's just not that. I think we do need to see the world in a different way to help others, because at the end of the day, I think we are here to serve and to help others, and that's either way you can do it. If, I'm not saying go and donating everything you have, but I'm saying there's just so many ways to do it, helping people in general, even if it is just to check on your friends and make sure they're okay. Right. Me, I have a big mission, raising 3 kids, and they're amazing, and I'm so blessed that I have not had any issues with my teenager girls that I never had. They're the best.
That's cool.
And I see other teens that are very young, like my daughter, and my daughters, one time they were 14, 15, and I see how it is out there, and I'm like, oh my God, what did I do for you to send me these amazing humans that they're just so aware of what's right and what's wrong, and they know it's just at the end of the day, I just want to make sure when I'm not here that they're gonna be okay. Right. And that's my mission.
Yeah, and that's that time that you have with them till they leave the house, that's like your job is to prepare them for the world.
Yeah, not to save them, not to
protect them or shelter them.
It's just, but no, you have to show them, like, life is hard out there. Yeah, people are they could be wearing masks, like you have to be very, very open-minded when it comes to everything. Like nothing is black and white.
Yeah.
You know, there's just so much between. And I show the girls and my son, like, you have to be careful who you trust, who you surround yourself with, who your friends are. It's just so important. And, you know, that, you know, it's something that my daughters are very, I think they get the point of, you know, what I talk to them, what I've been trying to show them and you know.
And the best way is to do it by example too. Because there's so many parents that are like telling their kids how to live, but then they're doing the opposite. And then the kids are like, well, you're not doing that. Why do I have to do that?
And you know,
but then they see you eating healthy. They see you doing this, showing up, doing work, doing all this. And they're like, no, she's living it. And she looks very happy. Yeah. Like, I want to be like mom.
Yeah. And, you know, that's something that like makes me very happy when they tell me, I'm really proud of you. Like, you've done so much in your life. Like, you need to write a book about your life because it's just so many things you have done. And
do a podcast.
And, you know,
I'm glad the world is getting to know you behind the scenes because you're such a cool person.
Thank you so much. And it's nice meeting you. I only saw you a couple of times, but like never, you know, sitting with someone and actually having a conversation is just, you know, you
like
get
refreshing.
To know people. You get to know people.
Yeah.
Better,
And then once we do a pod, I always say this, like when I do a pod with someone, we're like friends. Like you're never going to not be my friend now. Like I'm always going to say what's up to you.
I know. I'm like, let's cool. go. I'll probably hit you up and call you. Hey, like,
let's get some protein shakes.
Yeah, let's go get some protein shakes. Or, what are you doing tonight?
Yeah, for sure. I'm always
that
down.
Friend. I have a lot of guy friends, a lot of girls that are friends, and I love them. And I don't really. I care for my friends a lot. I care for people.
Yeah, I could tell.
And it's just it's something that I, you know, that's on me, that this is how I was born, and you know, I'm of service and I want to help whoever I can help in any way. That gives me a lot of satisfaction knowing that I have helped people and I have been there for you know, my friends and family.
No, you're a good person. Like I tell you have a good heart. And you have like good intentions and it shows through podcasting, through talking, because you get to know who people really are when you like talk to them for more than like 10 minutes. Like once you cut through the small talk.
Let's remove our shades so I can see your eyes.
We wore the shades the whole time.
The whole time, that was dope, guys. Though. Oh, that was cool. These are so cool.
Yeah, but like it's cool because like now I feel like I know who you are and how you think, and it's like it's cool to know that people like you are still out there that are, you know, want the best for everyone. Yeah,
and like I said, being of service to people, to your community, to your family and friends is something that's very rewarding, and it comes back to you too. Yeah. Not to mention that, like, you know, if you do something good, like to anything good that you put out there to the world, it's gonna come back to you 3 times more.
Right. And it might not come back in the way that you expect it.
Right.
It might come back to you in like your kids loving you, or like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it'll come back in different areas of your life.
Yeah, because
you might not even realize it.
You're sending good, positive energy into the universe, and then that's going to come back to you in different ways.
Right. If you're always planting bad seeds down the road, those trees are going to grow and not be healthy.
Yeah, and just be kind to people, because you never know what other people is going through. And everybody is going through something.
Oh, yeah.
You can see someone extremely happy, living their best life, but behind doors is another story.
Yeah, that's very true.
And that's something that everybody needs to be aware of. It's not what you see on social media.
Yeah, you only see everyone's best day on social.
Yeah, you just see the best.
They probably took like 20 pictures before they found that one that were like, okay, this is the one.
Yes, you know, and you know, everyone's gonna post their best in social media and how they want to be seen, and you know, how you project yourself out there. But in reality, once you're at home with yourself, with your own issues, and that's when nobody sees that part, you know. And that's why it's so important to be kind to people and try to be just good in general, trying to be a good person to others, and the things that you do, sending good positive energy into the universe, it will come back to you, guaranteed.
Wait. Still figuring these ones out. There you go. That's the one I wanted. You're all, wow, dude, why are you trashing me?
Yeah, okay.
I'm all, Yeah. No, I was kidding.
Okay.
No, but let's end on a high note. I had a great time with you. I'll drop your Instagram and stuff on the bio for the YouTube. So if you guys are watching this and you want to follow her journey, give her a follow. And yeah, it was great meeting you, getting to hang out with you.
It was so nice.
I'm sure I'll see you on the scene.
Yeah. We'll see each other around for sure. I'll probably hit you up for more.
Yeah, you have to. It'll be dope. This was very good, by the way.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Episode 82. I love you guys. Stay tuned. We love you.